Connected.
All right. It is Wednesday, March 10th, 6:30. This Fans View Live. We got Carl, John, Lauren, Anthony, and myself. How's everybody doing today?
Oh, lovely.
Very good.
I hear spring hit Delaware County.
Yes, it did.
On your birthday.
Not my birthday.
Oh.
My birthday's not till May.
I thought March 10th was your birthday.
No, March 10th is just Mario Day. So it encompasses all Marios, not just me.
All right. Well, Happy Mario Day.
Thank you.
There you go. Exactly.
So what do we got, John?
All right. 54, we're finishing up. Brad Lidge was a runaway winner with that one. Beating out Jeremiah Trotter and Goose Gossage and Ed Pinkney. This week is 55. We got for the Phillies, Clay Condrey, played from 06 to 09. Remember the 08 World Series champion, the 09 National League champion. Didn't play in the playoffs though. All right. So then, if that doesn't excite you, even having a championship brought him to the town. We got Mike Reichenbach for the Eagles. He was a linebacker, played from 84 to 89. He's a graduate of East Stroudsburg College, and he was a linebacker. So for the
you got a lot of information on him.
We do. It only gets longer. So for the Flyers, we have Ulf Samuelson.
Not Elf,
Joe
right?
Samuelson. It's
Not
Ulf.
Elf.
Not Elf or Shell. It's Ulf. He played 49 games in 99 to 2000. Scored a 1 goal and 2 assists. Defenseman for the Flyers.
Was he 55 or 56?
Somebody else.
55. You're always questioning my information here. It's double check.
Well, Andy White's throwing the challenge flag on Frank Lemaster.
That's a good one too.
I think it's a little bit better than Mike Reichenbach.
Well, this was from the Eagles website that he was the best number 55. So,
Andy, I fight this guy every week, buddy.
And for the 76ers, we got the Baiman Tombow. Played 01 to 02. Was a member of the championship team, Eastern Conference champion team. 8-time All-Star, a 3-time All-Defensive First Team, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time NBA rebound leader, and a member of the Hall of Fame in 2015. For the outsider, we have Oral Hershiser, 3-time All-Star, a World Series champion in '88 with the Dodgers, the '88 National League Cy Young Award winner. He is also the '88 MVP of the World Series, the League Championship Series MVP twice in '88 and '95, a Gold Glove winner in '88, the wins leader in '88, Silver Slugger winner, and he has a Major League record of 59 consecutive scoreless innings. It was all done in 1988.
So it's rest in peace, J.O.B.
No, it says trust in.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So, Mario, who do we got?
I'm going to go with Dikembe Mutombo.
All right.
So, not going with
in this house. Not in my house.
I think it's funny that they just started showing his commercial right around this time.
Exactly. They're doing it because, just like Joe Farabee changed his number this year to 86 to get up there. And this game's starting to rule the world. Is what's happening. So, it just, gets that number out there just so that he can run away with this one, hopefully.
There you go.
What to say? Lauren?
I'm also going to go with Mutombo. He is a player that I would really enjoy meeting and have yet to do so. So I'm going to go with him.
Is that a hint?
If we could make it happen, that would be great. But I think, right, Dad?
Talk to that guy next to you. He's the booking agent.
Yeah, we tried and no response.
He's in I don't know. He has some foundation in Atlanta, and it's just hard to get a hold of him.
Well, guy,
You can listen to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say call Geico.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'll go with him as well. He's the man.
There you go. Plus you got to get your Sixers love in there, right?
Yeah, you have to.
All right, so I guess am I next?
You are, Carl.
All
Your
right,
turn.
so here we go. 55. Now Joe Stinger brings up Maxie Bond.
Oh, yep. See, there you go.
So do we need to start checking your notes?
oh, please don't make another poll.
Oh, boy.
Well, listen, if the Eagles have him on the website as the best to wear 55, they must have something against somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only pick one best of. So what
But normally when there's multiple guys, John does a poll. So that's why I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, see, the problem is the Eagles changed their website and they don't have all the players' names on there anymore. They just have the best to wear that number.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Oh, so what you're telling me is you took the easy route.
I did. I was trying to save you another 3 hours of making another poll.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Because I already had to do this week.
All right. So I was going Matumbo. I absolutely positively was.
That's cornbread.
And to be honest with you, this changes my whole thinking completely.
Yeah.
Maxie Bond should be in the Football Hall of Fame. He's his number, he's an Eagles Wall of Famer. John, how did we miss this?
It's my fault. I'm ashamed.
I need everybody to write in Maxie Bond.
Oh, once
Because-
there's a write-in, it'll be up there.
Maxie Bond deserves 55.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I know you guys like to do the sweep with everybody from this fan's view, and but I got to go Maxie Bond. I'm sorry.
Hey, you got to go with who you got to go with.
Well, I can't even sway you. I mean, come on. He's probably, if not the best linebacker in Eagles history, he's probably second to Chuck Bednarik.
So let me just throw another one at you because I'm going to say John really.
All right. Can we start this show over?
You know who else wears 55 currently and is a beloved player?
Yes, Brandon Graham.
All right, I give up. I'm done.
John, I'm on your side.
I'm done. I'm
That's
sorry.
what it is.
This
John
website,
O'Brien, what the hell happened?
Are we
I don't
scrapping
know.
55?
55 is now changed to Brandon Graham.
Well, there's no voting whatsoever.
All right,
John,
so
What the
did
hell in a
Mike
handbag?
pay you? Did
He did.
Mike Fella, did he pay you to put him at the top of the list here?
He's a friend of mine from East Stroudsburg. That's why he's up there.
Yeah, you know who else is number 55? Stuart Bradley. I would have voted for him. No one else would have, but I
All right, we're going to have
No,
our
no.
first do-over.
Now, where did you get all these numbers at, Lauren? Because you got a better list than I did.
Well, I'll let you know a little secret. I went to this thing. It's called Google. Google, and I typed in Eagles players to wear 55. It's
I did that. I did that.
and the top one says ProFootballReference.com.
I did? How the hell did I lose control?
Wear 55 for the Eagles, and I just clicked it, and they just give you the list.
That's what I got right here. The same thing. But it says Mike
These people
Reichenbach.
know
I don't
this
know. It didn't even give me other options. I'm embarrassed. What can I tell you? I'm embarrassed. Look at that.
This is
See,
awesome.
it
So
was-
John, what you're doing is you're looking to see who the best was. What you need to do is just look for anybody, and then you can pick.
well,
Mario.
no, that's what I normally do, Mario.
Mike Reichenbach was not the best to wear 55.
I didn't think so either, but I didn't even. I forgot about. Yeah, I'm embarrassed. It's Brandon Graham. I'm going with Brandon Graham.
What happened? What happened?
He didn't win us a championship, and plus he's not with our sponsor, so no, somebody in this house.
Okay, so what are you going to do, John? You're going to make another list and send it out? And then we can vote
he's not
then,
gonna
or
He's
no,
going to
no.
send it to me, and I'm going to have to send it out.
okay.
No, Lauren, it'll just be up there, and people can do it right in, and they can write in whoever they want. They do it every week.
All right. So the live vote for us is washed.
Well, if you want to change it, you can change it now. You have.
But who am I going to change it to? There's so many different people.
Well, you can pick whoever you want. I picked Brandon Graham and Maxie Bond. So there you go.
You picked two.
Well, no, Carl, we're changing the rules. No, Carl picks Maxie Bond. So,
Well, that was before I forgot about Brandon Graham.
well, there you go. Well,
Are you
maybe,
putting for Brandon
Oh, all
Graham
right.
now? I think we could just change it to him.
well, there you go. We'll just
So
make-
who you picking, Carl?
Brandon Graham.
Okay.
What a dope. This whole thing's a debacle.
It ran awry at 55. I mean, come on.
That's 55 and it's
We made it this freaking far.
Right.
Well, they must have, the Eagles must have updated their website finally.
Oh, so you're blaming it on Howie now?
Oh, I'll blame it on Howie.
Oh, why not?
He's conspiracy theory against me. He started me bitching and complaining about it so much. So that's what's going on here. That's what it's all about. So Mario, who do you want then now? That got you know?
I'm switching to Brandon Graham.
All right, there
Got
you
to.
go. We know Anthony's staying with Tombow because he's.
Yeah, I'm not switching anything.
Lauren, who else do you
I'm
want?
annoyed that I have to edit the poll.
Do you want Sean Bradley too, or
Not Sean, Stewart.
no, Stuart
I
Bradley?
really don't want him. I'm staying with Matumbo.
Sean,
All right. Can somebody throw me a lifeline here? Like, let's move on to another subject.
John, I had a life jacket around here somewhere. I was going to throw
Thanks,
it to you.
Barry. You just stopped on my head and held me down more.
Well, you know, you do it to me sometimes. I do it to you. It's a give and take.
Of course, it's all good. It's all good.
We look like the biggest dopes of 2021.
So, okay,
It's all
are we
mine.
making the decision as a group to change the Eagles player to Brandon Graham?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cut his feet.
Yeah, we can't cut his feet, John.
I want to cut his feet.
Well, we can.
Why? His legs don't do anything for him now.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, and he's gone.
Oh man.
That just screwed up the whole.
Yeah, now I don't know who to point to.
Mm.
God.
It's just John and I. That's all.
Right. It's confused.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
enough tonight.
Barry's back.
oh man.
All right, John. You know we're just giving you a hard
Now I
time.
can't even use my invert or transpose the 22 to 55 numbers. I mean,
Why,
I
we're
thought
still
we
doing
were
55. And
I know we
22 upside down is still 55. That doesn't change.
that's true. Well, there you go.
So
There you go.
there's your saving grace for tonight.
Huh?
Reds, what would Trump think of this vote?
God.
Oh man.
So with that, we're going to put that all behind us.
We go to something else.
And Carl, what do you
Yes.
got going on Saturday?
Well, this is a definite. This has nothing to do with 55, but it has to do with Larry Holmes coming to Carl's Cards on Saturday.
Well, 2
So
5.
we're pretty excited. You know, it's our first boxing guy at the store. Big name, Hall of Famer, the champ, right? Easton Assassin, Anthony. You know, he made this all happen. So, you know, congrats to him. This is, if it falls apart, it's on him. Much like the show tonight's on John. But no, we're excited. We're excited to have him. I spoke with Larry's wife yesterday, and she's excited, you know, to come out to the store, and we're excited as well. He'll be at the store, Carl's Cards in Havertown, from 1 to 4 on Saturday. Autograph tickets are available. We've got some really cool merchandise, some great photos, boxing gloves. We got a ton of stuff. So come on out. What is so funny? You need to go back in the other room.
Larry Holmes,
I'm kidding.
455 in Little League. Tom Key.
So I've just been informed that Larry Holmes wore 55 in Little League.
There you go. There you go.
So, yeah, we're excited. We got a big Saturday planned. And, anybody that's interested, it's a great autograph to add to anyone's collection. Like I said, he is a Hall of Famer. And, we're looking forward to having him in the store. So maybe we can even do a live shout out with him. Who knows? See how the day goes.
Well, either that or you can get him to knock me out for putting this 55 with Mike Reichenbach instead of Mike Brandon Graham.
That would be a good promo. That would be a very good promo. I'll tell him, look, I'll throw you a couple extra bones. Put this glove on and knock that guy out over there.
By the time I'm done with him, because you could be there for 3 hours, he'll be like, I'll do it for free.
Sorry, Carl, you might not even have to ask him.
Anthony, you got to be getting excited, right? This is a big one for you.
Yeah, it should be fun. We got a little press today in the news, 69 News, which is great, and going to resend some stuff out. I think we're going to get some stuff right before. I know the what was the other news?
Patch.
The patch is going to spread. So we got some coverage here, and I think it's going to be a good turnout on Saturday. Weather's going to be nice as well, so it should be fun.
Very cool.
Yes.
We've gotten some mail order in, and one of the items, I don't know if Lauren can post it up on the page or not, but we got in a ticket for the Larry Holmes Muhammad Ali fight.
Nice.
The big fight. The ticket was $20. The ticket's in pristine condition, and it's already signed by Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
It's probably it's a sweet piece that the guy. Where did it come from, Lauren? Ardmore, Oklahoma, I believe.
Yeah, it came from Oklahoma. So not only does the guy own it, but yet he shipped it to us from Oklahoma to Pennsylvania. Just
Hoping for the best.
Hoping for the best. I mean,
Yeah, 91 cents first class.
Mm-hmm. It's not like you didn't have to sign for it from FedEx.
Nope.
You just threw a couple stamps on it and said, "Well, best of luck."
That is risky considering how well the Philly USPS is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad,
So-
real bad.
Well, dude, I just got a Christmas card last week.
It's for next year. They're early.
May as well
They're
be.
early. They're early.
It was
It covers
postmarked on the
20,
20th.
21, and 22. It covers all.
It was
But no,
postmarked
we've gotten some. We've got another collector in Katy, Texas, Mike Walker. He's a freak about condition. Wait till you see these Sports Illustrateds. They're like they just came off the press.
Wow.
I mean, no labels, no wrinkles, no corner, nothing. I mean, they're perfect.
How does he keep them that way?
I don't know. I have no idea. No idea where he found them, but they're in pristine condition.
Wow.
And he's got like so many arrows all over it. I'm like, okay, I know where to sign them.
You putting gloves on when you touch it?
Right? Exactly. Yeah. But so we're looking forward to it. Mail order's been good, which we knew it was going to be. I think Lauren sent me some messages today to be looking out for some things the next couple of days. So we're excited about this one. We've had a lot of Hall of Famers. We've had Steve Carlton, we've had Robin Roberts. Who else have we had? Hall of Fame Eagles, Chuck Bednarik, Steve Van Buren, Tommy McDonough. We've had a ton of Hall of Famers, but a Hall of Fame boxer is pretty cool. So we're excited, as you can see.
Yep.
So, yep.
So we will actually circle back around to that before we head out tonight.
Okay.
And so I think we should use that as just because for our Eagle segment, because we really don't have too much to say about them, do we? This week, they haven't done much, have they?
Who was
Brandon
best to
Graham's
wear
number
55?
Brandon Graham.
We could circle back to that.
Let's not. Let's just keep on going past that. So let's move on to Sixers. How they doing? Good.
How's my cut look?
Oh,
Sixers will find out how they're doing tomorrow. But I don't know if,
they're going to be without Embiid and Simmons for a little while still.
Okay.
Well, hopefully just tomorrow for Embiid and
Embiid tomorrow and Simmons till what, Sunday?
Well, yeah, because Friday he'll miss Friday's game as well, and then they don't play.
Yeah.
till Sunday.
So I mean, they kind of look the same. I mean.
Well, it's been a while
Yeah,
since
they
we've
haven't
had
played in a
anything
bit.
because of the All-Star break. That they weren't.
Seems like forever.
Right,
With that.
right.
It really does.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do in the second half now. I still think that, as we've all said, that scoring still continues to be an issue. It's not going to be easy right out of the gate, not having the two of them and then still being down Simmons for another game. So that'll be interesting. But hopefully they haven't lost anything. Hopefully they haven't lost any of that momentum, because that was a big game for them to win right before the All-Star break. So all that momentum that they may have taken into another game was kind of lost because they've been off for a while. So
Right. And we were talking about that last week, how monumental it would be if they beat Utah, which they did, which kind of surprised me, but it didn't. But I'm glad they won, and they're still in first place, which is good. So, all right.
yeah.
Yeah, the schedule's a little bit softer coming out of the break, so hopefully that'll help them.
Yeah, but the Bulls give them a heart attack.
I know them and what's Washington, right? Is the other team?
Yeah,
with Beal.
those teams that can run up and down the floor. Who's on the Bulls? Isn't that Zach Levine guy?
Yep.
Levine. Mm-hmm. How's Howard going to guard him? How's he going to slow him down?
Well, that's probably why the Sixers were linked into his name. I guess they were trying to get him before he's has to play us. But yeah, it'll be a little.
Real quick, while Wally Pope's still on with us, because I know he goes to bed early. He's 4 days from Clearwater, so
Yes.
happy Clearwater.
Clearwater.
To Wally Pope and his crew. 4 days away. So
Nice.
I know a bunch of them are heading down. So just give a shout out to Wally, because I know it's almost past his bedtime. So
All right.
Sixers.
Any more Sixers talk?
Sixers. I got a question for Anthony. I'm just curious to get your input as to this whole COVID thing with the barber and I mean, with all the protocols in the NBA and everything that's in place, how does something like this happen?
Well, the problem is, when they were in the bubble in Florida, that barber would have been theoretically in that bubble. So they're still doing what they're supposed to do, but those guys are still getting, haircuts and this and that. So even if they were safe, the players, you don't know what that barber has been doing. Or, a lot of these younger guys, like if you go to get your haircut, a lot of places right now will say, hey, we won't trim your beard right now because you have to pull the mask down. Well, I don't know that every barber in the world is doing that. If an NBA player needs his beard trimmed, they might be willing to do it. So things like this are going to pop up when it's not a closed space. It just stinks that it happens to be your two best players at once.
Right.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Knowing the circumstances, I'll even put the money issue aside. Get the barber tested. Make him.
You would think they would.
Yeah, that just drives me crazy.
The problem is when it's open like this, though, you're going to have those problems every now and then. I'm surprised there haven't been more. If you looked at baseball last year when we were talking about these guys on the road and there's different hotel staff and they have actually done a pretty good job of being on the road and not having many instances. I don't know how else you totally eliminate it unless you go back to a bubble where everyone's inside, which obviously no teams want. As things get better, they can have people at the games. I just don't know how you fix it unless he's only their barber, and they'd have to be paying him a lot so he just cuts no one else's hair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ben's busy buying all his family members' cars. I mean, what's a COVID test cost?
A couple $100.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't seem like it's that difficult to maintain. If I have to get a COVID test before I get on a plane,
Yeah.
why would he not have to get a test before he enters an area where he's going to be coming in contact with a lot of people? That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
I don't know that he entered it, and they might have went to him
Oh, okay.
because it's an open environment right now. So they might have went to his barber shop, and who knows who Harry cut? There could have been 50 people in there that day. That's the issue with it being open.
Like Wally said, it's all about accountability. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about accountability. I'm sorry. If
Yeah.
there's a protocol in place, you need to protect everybody. You need to protect what's going on.
They just need to learn from this and understand that, it's not playoffs yet. Could you imagine if this happened right as the playoffs are about to start? I mean, that would have been a disaster.
Oh God, yeah.
Learn from it and don't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was like
Absolutely.
the first two or three games of a series,
Right.
you could be over with right there.
A disaster, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, let's move on to Flyers. Carl?
They won last night.
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
You didn't think they were going to win that game last night, did you?
I did.
Oh, I did. No, I did. Buffalo sucks. Buffalo's horrible.
Right. At the beginning, before it started, you might have said Buffalo, but as that game went on, I said
Buffalo is absolutely
come back.
horrible. There's no way Buffalo should have lost that hockey game. I'm sorry. There's
So-
no way they should have lost that.
All right. So here's my question. What happened? Do we know what happened?
Where?
Because they were doing good, and then it just seems like gradually they've been not doing as well.
COVID happened. To start things off, and it started things off a little bit. With a few of their players being out.
Well, they came out strong. The beginning of the season, they came out strong, a lot stronger than everybody else. They gave us a false sense, that they were going to be absolutely dominant.
But
all of a
a
sudden-
false sense?
Excuse me?
Was it a false sense? I mean,
In my mind, it was, yes.
But that's how they were playing, and then something had to have changed.
Well, then the COVID hit.
Right.
They ran into Boston. Boston, just absolutely annihilated them. They all lost a whole lot of confidence out of losing, all those games. And like Jack said, they're very soft right now. I mean, that one guy on the Sabres, I forget his name, 55. How about that? How about that? That number comes back to haunt us again.
Yep.
I mean, he was literally pushing everybody around, and he's their big, tough guy, and we had nobody to combat that. You know what I mean? And that was driving me crazy last night. But but back it up a couple of games, because my guy 79 Carter Hart has absolutely lost his confidence and he's lost out there. He is absolutely lost. Anytime you see a goaltender, when the puck gets past him and he's looking behind him and starts shaking his head, you're in trouble.
So how do you rebound from that?
Put Elliott in the game and run with him until you have to make a change, because he's your better guy right now, and you should be lucky that you re-signed him, and you have him as an insurance policy right now.
So do you think that they're leaving Hart in to try to regain his
Sure.
confidence in himself?
That's what Coach was doing. That's why
Right.
he was back out there again last night.
But then
Buffalo put up a 3 spot, in the first period. That shouldn't happen.
So
I don't care how bad the defense is in front of them.
Okay, so at what point do you go, all right, this is not working. We need to do something. Let's put Elliott in. How many games do you wait before you do that?
I think
Well, yeah.
John. Yeah, I mean,
Well, you're not waiting anymore. I mean,
right?
but,
You can't.
But the problem is, I don't think that just moving Elliott in that spot is going to make a difference. You saw it in the Pittsburgh game. He gave up 3 goals in the first 4 minutes of the game against Pittsburgh. It all comes back, like Jack is saying. It's the defense in front of the goalie for whoever it is. Is the problem. They're not. The one goal, I think it was the second goal they scored yesterday. There was 4 guys in front of Carter Hart that had their back to the guy that was shooting the puck.
Right.
When they took the puck, and I think one of them was actually blocking Carter Hart that he ended up going up over his shoulder, for a goal.
That's only one play. You know what I mean? He's looked ugly. You know what I mean? You can see he just doesn't have his game face on.
No, I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's being hung out there to dry a lot too, with a lot of breakaways and or odd man rushes, as well.
All right, I'll put you on the spot. I'll ask you the same question. Why do they play much better in front of Elliott than they do Carter Hart? And when I say much better, it's much better.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that it's much better, other than when Carter Hart gets pulled out. I think it embarrasses them that they let his guy down, and then they start playing defense more. Because just like I said with the Pittsburgh game, they gave up 3 goals. They gave up 3 goals in the first 4 minutes, and then they got like, wow, we just got embarrassed, and then AV calls a timeout, and then after that they started playing defense again, and shut them down for the rest of the game. I think this team thinks they're a little too cute, a little bit with their offense. That they're scoring a lot more, and they're taking more offensive chances, which is leading to all this problems with the leaving the goalie out, no matter who it is. Whoever the goalie is, Elliott was is giving up goals as well. When he starts the game, it's just a matter of, well,
we're gonna find out because Elliott's going to be playing.
Well, no, I mean at this moment you have to at least try it, because, like you said, there's only 56 games in the season, and you're left down to like 28 games left or whatever it is left in the season.
Yep.
So you're going to have to go with Elliott for a little while and hope that makes the spark. But I don't know. I think the spark is more that the defense is going to have to.
Right.
Start relying on the defense, and then when the offense is there, then take advantage of it.
It's just when a young goaltender loses confidence like that, that's a tough thing. It takes a while to get that back. You know what I mean? All the good goalies have gone through this.
You see that they can put it in gear when they want to. They knew they couldn't lose to the Sabres last night, so they won the game against the Sabres. I don't know how you recreate that in a game where it's just a normal game. Like, how do you push it? Like, they're an okay team. They could be a way better team, but how do you push a team? Like Joel this year, he sort of something changed, and he's been a way better player. How do you get these guys to realize, hey, you're actually not a bad team. Let's just continue every night. They don't do it. They bring it some days they don't. They had a win last night. You can't lose to the Sabres, who have lost 9 games in a row, and you beat them. Okay, well, why did it take a shootout? Why did it take that? You shouldn't have been there in the first place. That's the problem. And I don't know. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know if it's just defense. I don't know if it's a mentality. Maybe it's like we talked about last week with the captain not stepping up and saying, "Guys, get your stuff together." It's a mixture of all that, maybe.
So I'm gonna touch on something that Jack said, because he feels that because Hart bailed them out last year, they got soft playing in front of him. But don't you think when they see that they can't do that anymore, they won't? If they can step up for Elliott, how come they can't step up for Hart?
Well, I think that's what they're doing, because then once Hart gets pulled in the 3 games, then they played better defense. But the same with Elliott. With Elliott in the first game or the second game in Pittsburgh, he gives up 3 goals in the first 4 minutes, and then he gets a timeout, and then Elliott still stayed in the game, and still had a lot of good saves in that game that was being out there, hung out to dry, but they played a better defense around him.
John, Mario's saying, like, why does it take that?
Right.
Why does it take?
Yeah, well, it shouldn't.
You know,
but
if
like I
you
said, I
see
think
that happened last game, Hart's back in. Why don't you just go in and play like you did last time? It doesn't make any sense to me.
well, I think they're taking chances as far as being too cute offensively, knowing that they have a good goalie, either one of them behind them that should help save them if they
Right.
do make a mistake. But like Carl said, Elliott has or Hart has a little bit of confidence struggles. He was back out there today, getting practicing and on his fundamentals there and stuff. But it's just if you're not coming back with your guys on defense to help the goalie,
Right.
these guys are good professionals on the other side that you're playing. So
Well,
they're not like it's they're picking corners when in spots that it's just good shots. You got to give them credit.
Well, last year was a different year. You had Matt Niskanen back there.
Mm-hmm.
Stabilizing force on defense. You lost them, and you've never replaced them. You've tried it with Myers, young kid, and he was out hurt. So you've had some different combinations back there. The defense has not been the same as last year. We all know that.
Right.
We all know that. And if they got comfortable with Hart in goal, bailing them out every night, okay, now it's time to bail him out.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
that's what I'm saying.
But they don't play. We hear it all the time with the announcers where they have defensemen that jump up in the play and they're ready to score goals. Gostisbehere, Prove, they all jump up in the play and they're getting beat going back the other way, like you said earlier, John, where you're 4-on nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't care who the goalie is. You're not gonna defend that. I don't know. Is some of that coaching? Is some of that player? I'm not even going to call it development because most of these guys been around a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know going down the stretch, you're probably not going to see Hart as much. Because I don't think the coach has the confidence to put him out there anymore. It just, they're not playing. They're not playing that same Flyer style of hockey. And I don't know if the defensemen are trying to, we talk so much about the defense and the goalies. Well, offense is a big problem because if you're not shooting the puck, you're not going to score goals. Right. And, you're giving them up on the other end a lot more than you are, scoring. So, that's a tough deal to fight any night. Where would this team be without Farabee, JVR, Scotty Lawton? Where would this team be? These are all borderline, second line, third line guys. These aren't even your top guys. Hayes has been in a slump for a while now. Giroux puts up points, but, come on, Captain, give me that game winner. You know what I mean? Give me that, I need that. I just, you see it with Ovechkin. You see it with Crosby. I need that. I need that juice.
Mm-hmm.
I need that juice.
Okay.
And I need it every night. I don't need to be down 3-1 in the first period. I don't care who the goalie is.
Right.
Right. Oh yeah. No, exactly. That's
one last quick thing before we move on to.
I'm fine with the hockey segment. I love the hockey segment. This is good.
Well, okay. So they're playing Washington tomorrow. How do they do?
It's a tough game.
No doubt.
Washington's tough. Ovechkin, Oshie. I guess they're without their big boy Wilson because he got slapped with a 7-game suspension. So you don't have him, but still, they're a tough squad. Are they still in first place? Who's in first place in that division? It's Washington, right?
I believe it's Washington.
No,
I know
they-
Washington and the Islanders were going back and forth, right?
So yeah, Islanders are in first by 1 point, looks like. And then Washington and Pittsburgh are tied for second.
Yeah, I mean, it's, the Flyers are going to have their hands full. They're going to have I don't care who they're playing. It's going to be, it's going to be a battle for them because I don't know that they have enough. I really don't. I don't think they have enough to compete, at the level of the Islanders. I knew the Islanders were good coming out of the gate. They just started out very slow.
Right.
Boston's tough. Washington's extremely tough. And then you got the stinking Penguins. So.
Yep. So, did you want to stay with hockey or you want to move on to baseball?
Nah, let's move on.
I'll leave it up
baseball.
to you.
No, it's all good. I appreciate the extra time.
Not a problem.
You're
So-
running a hell of a show, boss.
Yeah, well, started out bad. There's only one way to go is up.
That's not my fault. That whole 55 thing's that guy's fault.
Oh, God. John, you're never going to live that down, right?
Yeah, it's all right.
Till
It is
next
what it
week.
is.
You know what? Kudos to John. I
Oh,
don't know how
God, yeah.
I don't know how he keeps up with all of this to begin with. I really don't.
I don't. It's really all just Lauren. She's carrying me this whole time.
Now I gotta double check your polls when you send it to me. Now I gotta triple check that.
I know.
As if you didn't have enough to do.
Oh, it's only the Eagles one because that like I said, if I go in there and I check that they changed their thing, I'll be happy because that's how we started off.
John, there are other websites.
Yeah.
I know, but that was one that was it was from the Eagles themselves that gave it to me.
If you want, we can do
I'm embarrassed.
we can do a distance learning on how to use the internet, John, later if you want.
That's why I'm being quiet today on the show. I'm embarrassed.
That's not like you.
I know. Well, I'm embarrassed, especially
be.
Brandon Graham. I mean, I like him, even though he went to Michigan. I still like him. And I missed on him. Come on, that's just ridiculous.
All right.
For Mike Reichenbach.
Up, John.
Maxie Vaughn,
I know.
Stuart Bradley. I mean,
Stuart Bradley.
As somebody
He was
said,
another
Bill
number
Berge,
one
but Bill
big
Berge
bust.
won 66.
He was 66. Come on,
Yeah.
even I know that.
Come on. I think somebody was just throwing names out there.
I
So-
know. Well, that's like everybody else when they do it. They want Reggie White to win every number out there. And, it's just come on.
Oh, God. All right. So, Phillies.
They won today.
Woo.
Are you sure?
I am. They won 6-4. I got my box score right here.
How do you feel about him so far?
I'm liking the pitch. It's funny because we came into the spring thinking that the hitting's going to be more on top of things, and the pitching might be a little bit slower. But the pitching's really impressed so far. So far this spring. Everybody for the most part. I mean, we've had a couple spots here and there or whatever, but even though the record's not showing right there, but we've had the outings that have been pretty good. Chase Anderson today pitched well, and Spencer Howard as well. Both pitched 2 good strong innings. Alvarado is looking good pitching. Connor Brogdon's pitching, coming in and shutting everybody down. So I'm liking it, to be honest with you. Kinsler, you name all the pitchers that are coming out of the bullpen. I mean, it's going to be a tough couple of roster moves that you're going to have to make to.
Well, that's my question. Is there a spot for all these guys?
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's this year's going to be one of those years that you're going to need a lot of pitching. So AAA is going to be probably stacked with a lot of guys that hopefully can stay there. We can keep a few of these guys on our staff. They like to be here with Bryce Harper and JT being able to throw to. So hopefully, we'll be able to keep a few of these guys because I mean there's a pretty good number of guys that are on the outs right at the moment. Possibly, for a 25-man roster right at the moment. So, it's really going to come down to the 40-man roster as far as, because some of the guys aren't on the 40-man roster already as minor league call-ups right at the moment, or invitees. It's gonna be interesting. Like we were talking earlier, Vinny Velasquez. I mean, he's pitching well, but is he going to be on the team or not?
So who would you? I guess who would you think our starting five are going to be?
Our starting five, I think it's going to be Wheeler, Nola, Zach Eflin, Matt Moore, and probably Chase Anderson.
Okay.
Depending on what they do with Spencer Howard as well. The innings are going to be it's going to be a little tough this year because everybody only played a 60-game schedule,
Right.
and going up to a 162-game schedule this year is going to pitching is going to need to be stretched out. So, it'll be interesting to see. I would take those five, pretty much every day with our lineup.
Okay. And who do you think they're going to go with in center field?
The guy on the wall there, Mickey Moniak.
You think?
He's having the best spring of all of them. I mean, Odubel's having a decent spring as well. So his $10 million contract, may sway things a little bit. But if Mickey's going to get the call, if he's going to get the job, he's going to have to play every day.
Right.
You're not going to bring him up and then have him sit on the bench as a bench player. He's a much better center fielder than Odubel is defensively. He's batting 500 right now in spring with some power. But
that's going to change as soon as regular season starts.
Well, no, of course. I mean, it is. I mean, Odubel's right there with him. He's batting probably 400 himself. So, he's having a good spring offensively as well. It's just a matter of where they go. I mean, I think Hazley, unfortunately, his injuries puts him back 4 weeks. Is going to hurt him
or more. That's a pretty serious injury.
Well, right. I mean, that's just 4 weeks.
And then he's got to rehab, and where does he rehab with no games?
Exactly.
So that's a tough one there.
He's going to be out probably a couple months. Right there, just to get himself back. He's out 4 weeks before he can do anything, and then basically just in spring training starting out. So he's going to have to go 4 or 5 weeks there getting the bats or whatever, and so it's going to be tough for him this year, which is
well. Let's throw this against the wall because you already have 22 penciled in as the starting center fielder, right? So do they keep? Go ahead.
No, I mean I could see him. I could see him winning the job, but he has options. So
right. And you've got another 3 weeks of baseball,
right?
Pretty much. And if he wins the job, he wins the job because Joe told everybody it was wide open competition,
right.
And his name wasn't included at the time.
No.
So all of a sudden he's made his way into that competition. The Odubel thing, Brian Brown brought it up earlier, it's a touchy subject. Well, I don't know that it's a touchy subject anymore. I think he's paid his dues. You know what I mean? If he's accepted back into the clubhouse and I think the fans like him. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And he works his way into, onto the 25-man. Can he be a bench player? Is he capable of being a bench player?
Well, that's the thing too with him. He's going to have to play as well.
You're not taking Harper out of the lineup. You're not taking Kutch out of the lineup. So
no, which I mean, McCutcheon would come out, every once in a while with tough righties,
once a week.
Yeah, I mean, because he's healthy now, so he should be playing all the time. Unlike last year where they had to pull him out, against right-handed pitching or whatever to give him a break. So, you wouldn't have as many days for Moniak to, maybe switch to left field or Odubel to switch to left field for that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I like to see Moniak get the job, but I kind of think that he's going to probably start in spring training in AAA afterwards. Just because of the.
It'd be a shame if he outperforms all of them and they still whack him because they're going to go with Odubel or.
Right.
Well, before John even said this, that's what I thought was going to happen. That's why I said really when he said Moniak, because just how their outfield is right now, and because Odubel's getting that much money, unless he was hitting 800, it's going to be really difficult for them to. Now that being said, God forbid someone went down or anything happened, I could see him getting called up immediately. But you're right, you don't want him to sit on the bench. Right. He probably deserves to make the team after all these years. I just don't know with that contract for Odubel that's going to happen for the start of the season.
Right.
Well, I mean, the other thing too is you got 3 more weeks here. Hopefully, possibly not hopefully because you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but maybe another center fielder in the league gets hurt, and then Odubel's having a good year. Maybe they can move on from him and they can get rid of that.
$10 million comes along with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if they can move that $10 million, if they have to eat, some of it or whatever, but if they can move that to bring Moniak in and give him his shot, and I mean, it's easy for us to say, not as the player, but it may not be a bad thing for Moniak either to be at a AAA, playing this year, to get a little more experience
Let's change positions here a second. Let's move over to the hot corner and Alec Bohm. Got that position all locked up, right, for the next 12 to 15 years?
You think?
I hope so. I do. I mean, I think he does. I mean, we just got to see how teams adjust to him this year.
Right.
I mean, he's had that one home run in the spring, but he's also not hitting much other than that. But not many guys are.
Right.
Do you feel confident that they'll keep him at third base and not move him to first at some point if Hoskins isn't doing something or if they're having trouble at first? Because that's all the rumors before this year was he's not a good third baseman. I think he did a pretty good job.
Too.
Did they mess with him, or did they realize what happened when they moved Hoskins to the outfield that it's probably not the best idea to move guys around like that?
Right. So then, who are you going to put at third base?
Well, I'm not saying today. I'm saying if something happened at first where the guy's a disaster, they need someone at first. Would they move him there, or would they get another first baseman, or give Derek Hall a chance, or whatever it might be?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I mean, unless Hoskins is really, really, really bad, I don't see them moving off of that. And as long as Bohm's been making the plays, at third base. I mean, the routine plays, let's say, at least anyway. Maybe, and some highlight plays a little bit, but it's not like he's going to win a Gold Glove there at any time right this moment. But as long as he's making the routine plays and that he's supposed to, and he hits like he did last year, that's good. That's all you can ask for out of him. And the power is going to come eventually. Just once he learns the league a little bit better.
And John, what's Hoskins hitting right now? I haven't been seeing much, but how's he doing?
He's got 1 or 2 hits this spring. Nothing crazy.
He really hasn't been playing a lot.
No, he hasn't. I think he's only played two or 3 games.
Yeah.
Bohm's, like I said, Bohm's only got 1 hit. Harper had the first 2 hits of the year, and then he struck out 3 times this year or today. So I mean, there's a lot of guys struggling offensively right now, which Didi did the same thing last year. He didn't get a hit until almost his last spring training game, and then and then was fine during the season. I mean, so it's kind of hard with veteran guys to worry about how they as long as they're getting their work in, that they should be ready for the season. It's just the young guys that you have to worry about. Like I said, the only thing I'm worried about, and I'm hopefully that I'm wrong, about it, with Alec Boehm is that he's almost seems to be too afraid to strike out, and so he's getting himself out on some pitches that he's being, instead of taking some pitches that he could not drive or do damage with, he's taking them and weakly grounding out the third or short type of things. I mean, that would be he seems like he's swinging early just so he doesn't get into that two-strike approach that he has to worry about in his head that he's going to strike out. But once he gets a little bit more aggressive within the zone, I think that would be where you see more of his power come. But and I think pitchers know that now, and they're not throwing him the strikes early. And that's why he's getting himself out with pitches outside the zone that he's swinging at, that he can't really do much damage to. But hopefully, like I said, hopefully I'm wrong with that. That was one thing I noticed last year with him a little bit. Even while he batted, 300 or whatever it was, that he's early swinging, and then towards the end of the year, pitchers were getting him out easier with the ground balls and stuff like that. So,
all right, Anthony, Reading fighting Phils. Any news for us?
No, I think the next day or so we're going to release the times of the games. Most of them, like I mentioned last week, are the normal 7:00 game, a couple 6:45s on Saturday, and then 2:15 or 5:15 on Sunday. We're still trying to figure out, the promotional schedule right now, which is a much more difficult thing than you would think. You would think that you could kind of just plug things in that you had planned to do last year. But if there are certain restrictions, like, as of right now today, we're only allowed 20% of the fans in the ballpark. You might not want to do every one of those promotions, right away. Plus, we had appearances and things like that. So, it's tough with the 20% restriction. Now, that can go up to 50, and that can continue to go up as people get vaccinated. Right. We have a lot more, opportunity to do some really fun promotions. But when you only have about 2,000 people in general, it makes it a little more difficult. So hopefully that loosens up, and then as we get into the next, week or two, we can create a nice promotional schedule. But it's just tough. It's a shorter amount of time to kind of get everything else in. You usually have 6 months to do it, and now we're going to have a month and a half or a month or whatever it might be. So, I'm just happy once that first guy gets on a plane from Florida to Philadelphia and over to Reading, then we'll feel a lot better than we do today. But it's good. It's good to have a schedule, and it's good to be able to plan.
Very cool. Excellent.
All right.
Lauren, any update from Umaine, Pennsylvania you can share with us?
We are setting a timeline as well to open our new facility. So we've been under construction. Our shelter in Berks County has been under construction since November of 2019. So we got our tentative timeline today. We're looking at a grand opening event towards the end of June. So that's exciting.
Nice.
Our permit to be able to work in that facility starting April 1. So we'll start to do some soft rollouts there, getting animals into the building, just getting our staff acclimated. It's a very different facility from what they left. So a lot of new rooms, new spaces to work in. So just getting them used to it. So we hope to be open and to the public by June 1st, and then doing a grand opening towards the end of the month. So that's we're fundraising for that right now. We have about $1.5 million more dollars to raise to fully pay off the whole building. It was a $2.1 million project. So we had about $700,000 of it was already paid for by donors. So we're working on finishing up the rest of that right now with fundraising and major gifts and stuff like that from corporations, as well as small gifts from folks monthly as well. So that's a project right now that I'm working on. The building will open regardless of fundraising, but that's our big thing now is to finish up the fundraising aspect of that building, preferably before it opens in June, but honestly by the end of the year. So
good. Excellent. Very good. Mario, I'll throw it back to you for closing.
All right. We'll go with John. We'll start this way. You're up, John.
You're starting with me. I'm still embarrassed here. Well, the good news is we're going to have a new poll this starting this week. The Eagles poll going to be starting now. Now that we got a new website that we can get information from to do it. So just what Lauren's been wanting to do.
Yep.
And but yeah, sorry about that, Brady Graham. I'm still embarrassed. So
Yeah.
Don't be, John.
oh, I am.
What?
I won't be able to sleep tonight. So
Seriously.
That,
All right,
that's
take
embarrassing.
a pill. It's not the end of the
That's
world.
it's just embarrassing.
You'll get over it.
No, I won't. I really won't. But that's okay.
We'll all forget
will-
about it
we-
by tomorrow.
We'll get you through
we'll
it. We'll
forget.
get you through it, John. We'll be your therapist.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll keep taking the knives out of the back as you're doing it because I'm
Oh
sure.
no, we're not stabbing the back. We're doing it right to your face.
No, I know. No,
That's
I know.
what friends
It's
are
all good.
for.
Exactly. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, all right, Carl, you're up.
Well, I'm going to swing back to Carl's Cards this Saturday with Larry Holmes, Boxing Hall of Famer, the Easton Assassin, WBC champ. Got some great photos of him and Ali. I'm curious to hear all the stories. I'm sure he's got a few. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun 3 hours, and I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of other folks are as well. So 1 to 4 at Carl's Cards on Saturday. Come on out, have some fun.
All right. So then we'll swing over to Anthony.
Yeah, not too much. Excited about the our schedule coming out. Excited about the Philly schedule coming out. So we look to start around May 4th in a perfect world with everything going normal and no one getting out of control at St. Patrick's Day or anything like that. We'll have a nice May 4th so we can start up, and then we'll go through middle September with a lot of events in between. So it'll get pretty busy here in the next week or two, but it'll be fun that we could actually finally start to play. So.
All right. Very cool.
Excellent.
Lauren, you're up.
It's been a really nice day here. We had some really nice weather today and yesterday. That's supposed to happen for the next few days as well, so that's exciting. There seems to be light at the end of the COVID tunnel, so that's also very exciting. I hope everybody gets their vaccine when they have the opportunity to do so, and that we just keep staying diligent as much as possible so we can get to the end of this as soon as possible. I don't know if you guys happen to catch the Texas, the team, I think it's the Rangers maybe. They're in full capacity for opening day in April, which
Yeah, they did away with everything, didn't they?
yeah. So I hope their error in judgment doesn't bite any of us for anyone traveling back and forth there. But hopefully we can all just kind of stay the course to get this over with and behind us.
All right.
Baltimore's
Very
even going. Baltimore, the Orioles are going to be 50%. They said, which I'm surprised as well. So, and that's a little closer to home.
cool. What's Atlanta doing? Because I know I think they're thinking about lifting everything too. I thought Georgia was. Anyway, I don't really have anything other than to say hi to my two little nephews who were watching, Max and Roman. So I got word that they were staring at the screen, wonder why Uncle Mario was on the opposite side of it. So, so
right.
I will say hi to them and to you guys. See you next week. Thanks for joining.
Take
See you
care,
next week.
guys. Have a great week.
Thanks. See ya.